Hello, my fellow explorers, and welcome back to another episode of Stephanie, Why Are You Doing This to Yourself? So with Legend of Korra finally coming to Netflix either today or yesterday, depending on when this video gets uploaded, I thought now would be just the prime opportunity to torture myself and watch the movie that many people refuse to acknowledge, the M. Night Shyamalan live-action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender, just titled The Last Airbender. Maybe they were worried about copyrights from the actual Avatar movie by James Cameron, I don't know. But the fact that M. Night Shyamalan made this is truly, truly interesting. I feel like it's the only way I know how to say it. I don't really want to do this because I think I'm just going to suffer for the next hour and 45 minutes, but I'm going to do it anyway because I think it'll be really funny at the end of the day. I think this will probably be the only time I ever watch this film, but we're just gonna see how it goes. In general, I don't think this was a very good idea from the start, simply because currently I don't have air conditioning in my apartment. It is cooler outside slightly than it is in my apartment right now, and I'm currently using these two bright lights, and the only airflow I have in my apartment is the fan in my bedroom and a tiny little fan over there that I had to move because it was blowing on my external microphone. So this is going to be interesting, I think. God, why am I doing this? I've heard nothing but truly bad things about this film, but I can only imagine that what I'm actually about to witness is going to be 20 times worse. The fact that it is so bad that most of you in the comments are in complete denial that this movie even exists says a lot. I think I'm most curious about how on earth they are supposed to cram all 61 episodes into an hour and 45 minutes of film. But before we start the video, if you haven't watched any of my previous Avatar: The Last Airbender reactions, you can watch them in the playlist up above or in the description down below. Also, please make sure to subscribe. I make movie and TV reaction and commentaries every week, and we have a good time. So please make sure to subscribe. Let's go. Ooh, I'm not looking forward to this. Are they just trying to do the intro with no voiceover?
100 years ago, all was right with our world. Prosperity and
Why?
peace filled our days.
Why? Why do they need to put? We didn't need this
water,
Star Wars
earth,
intro.
fire, and air. He was the only one who could communicate.
Also,
with the
Katara
spirit
sounds
world.
so bored.
And then 100 years ago, he just disappeared.
I'm sorry, but they literally had the voiceover for that written and memorized by every child. And then they just completely rewrote it to sound terrible.
Stop doing that stuff around me. I always get wet.
I can't. I love Sokka so
My
much.
brother and I live in the southern
The fact that
world.
they ruined it,
Which was
I can already
once a
tell
big
they ruined it.
city.
I
There's
knew in
fighting.
advance that they made
My
Sokka
mother was taken
an
prisoner and killed
unfunny
in our
Jackson Rathbone,
In this time of
aka
war,
Jasper from Twilight,
There's
who
the
does
best
not
person
look
in the
17 in the slightest. Those sound effects are so bad. That folly was atrocious. So far, like, the effects aren't terrible. It's just like everything else is garbage. Which now makes sense because this last episode before says it's comment in book 3. It was a terrible play. And then, except Sokka says, at least the effects were decent. Literally, this movie. I can't.
Trying to eat me.
They really thought that that was supposed to be funny? I said it in past reactions. So much of the comedic timing of the show had to do with not only the funny lines, but it had to do with the musical elements. And this so far has none of that.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't very smart. I was just upset. Thanks for saving me.
Lucky.
I probably should get home. I'll be worried.
You're not still upset?
Not as much as I was.
What is Also, this village has about twice as many people as I remember
What?
in the show.
Something wrong?
No. Please wait here.
I hate this so much.
Bring me all your elderly!
Like, good for him, I guess, but that is a weak scar.
Who are you? What's your name?
I don't need to tell you anything.
If you don't come, I'll burn down this village.
I'll go with you. Don't hurt anyone.
This is some of the worst dialogue I have ever witnessed. It's like these one-worded answers to everything. The fact that they still haven't said his name,
We found that boy. He's our responsibility. We should.
and they haven't discovered that he's an airbender yet.
What would you do if they tried
We
to
really
kill
just
us?
like throwing the original plot to the wind here. This is the weirdest looking Appa I've ever seen. What on earth? Okay, I said the graphics were good, but that does not apply to this Appa.
My nephew wants me to perform a little testing.
Wait. I'm sorry. That is supposed to be
Actually, it won't hurt.
Uncle Iroh?
Perform it hundreds of times. It only takes a few moments and then you...
No.
My name is Iro.
Iro?
You have me, boy.
Iro?
I have nowhere to run!
Okay, watching this Aang run is very amusing to me.
We'll come with you.
I could take you back to the village.
We're going with you.
There's no character development. They haven't even had any conversations to have friendship yet. They're just like, we just met you. We're going with you.
Ong flew us to his home. He told us how he left there in a storm on Appa and got forced into the ocean where they almost drowned.
I hate the
Ong
voiceover,
created a sphere around
and
them
hearing them
ice
say
formed and
Ong
held them in
unironically is the actual worst.
Wait! I have to talk to you.
I can't. The fact that they use wind whooshing sound effects to act like he just airbended over a few steps. Wow. What a master airbender.
Stay away from him!
I literally hate this so much.
But Sokka and I can be with you as long as
Did she just say Sokka?
we can do this.
If she really just said Sokka, I can't. None of this movie feels correct. The pacing is off. The music is like trying to make you feel things that aren't there.
I wanted to thank the great General Iro
Hero.
Zuko for dining
We're
with
not
us.
like Greek sticks of food, like gyros.
No.
His name is Iroh.
Lord,
I'm literally so bored.
You know, my grandma thinks because you're an airbender that you could be the Avatar.
The Avatar? First Ong, now the Avatar?
So, are you the Avatar Ong?
Avatar Ong? No. It's Avatar Aang.
She's a bender.
Katara!
God. This bending is atrocious.
Dad!
Wait a minute. That's Haru?
Those who could not bend were allowed to live in peace if we were imprisoned.
What happened to putting the Earthbenders, like, on a steel ship so they literally couldn't bend? Here they're like, no, let's just, like, drop them off on the dirt.
Are you an airbender, boy?
Leave him alone!
Where did that running come from?
Firebenders! Let's take that! Okay? Everybody can help us now!
Literally, what is this? Everything is so slow motion. That was the most boring. These fights are so boring.
You came to our village. Avatar, Kyoshi,
I feel like that looks nothing like Kyoshi.
They prey on the weakest towns and villages. We should go visit some of these towns, Ong.
I need to tell you something.
What is it, Ong?
This dialogue is so
They ran away
shitty.
before they-
But there are really powerful benders in the Northern Water Tribe. My dad told me about it before he left. It's led by a princess because her father died.
So I guess Yue is now running the water tribe?
On the other side. Should we try it?
Yes, we should.
This dialogue is so terrible.
We move from town to town in the earth.
She looks
We try to stay
like
out
she
of
doesn't
sight,
know what
but
she's doing.
Sokka became concerned.
She's really saying Sokka.
Prince Zuko was sentenced to an Agni Ki duel. But when he
An
survived,
Agni Key?
it was his
Who
father.
decided it was a good idea to just change the wording of literally every important name? I still have over an hour of this left. I'm already ready for it to be done. It's a lot of movement to just like hold water in the air.
That's when they told me I could have no family. Told me I had a responsibility to the four nations.
Literally, previous avatars had families. Didn't Roku have a wife? Again, as I've said before, a sword should not be able to break metal chains. I can't even imagine what someone who had never seen the animated show before and watched this had to have going through their mind. I can't. I actually hate this. I don't know what they expect from me. To be shocked? God, benders in this universe must be exhausted all the time. It takes 12 times more arm movements to do one thing. Yue! Oh god, how are they gonna pronounce Yue's name? That looks so bad! It takes so much effort to do one thing.
I must assign a guard to be with you at all times, Princess. Your presence is our inspiration.
Are we just gonna call her the princess this whole time? Girl has a name! I feel like I'm watching a Pokemon battle, where when you play the game, each trainer goes one at a time against the other. This is not how this should be going. God, this is so boring. They're doing all this movement and literally nothing is happening.
What is this?
Yue.
Okay, they finally said her name, and her name is still Yue. Good. I was worried they were gonna like make it like Yui or something. I'm so bored.
I knew you were real. I always knew you were.
We don't care, Katara. I don't even feel like I'm talking to Katara. Like, none of this feels real.
Show them the power of water. Go. Do this now.
So, is this dragon supposed to be Roku? Like, I know that that's his animal was the dragon. So it kind of makes sense, but like, why not just show us Avatar Roku?
He can't even look at me sometimes. He says I'm like my mother.
I love how they're trying to squeeze in these like inner monologues for him are like they're so forced, where they're clearly trying to make us feel bad for him. Again, they keep using this dramatic music
okay?
as if I'm supposed to
Did the
care.
spirits tell you anything?
Yes.
Literally
The dragon
nothing.
spirit
This was the reason I was born.
Yue, please.
Yue is honestly the only character in this movie so far that I actually care about or fully believe. Meanwhile, Aang is in his basic ass form. He hasn't turned to the Avatar state or that big glowing Godzilla thing. She suddenly... That's it? That's how he died? That was so light. It's hard to feel the emotions when they do this big movie score and Aang is literally just doing these movements with nothing happening. If after that first movement and like he raised all this water, that would have looked pretty epic. But instead it just takes too long to get there. Is this really how this is ending?
Sozin's comment is returning in 3 years.
3 years? This whole show was supposed to take place in 1. I honestly don't know what I just watched. Like, honestly, that does not feel like I just watched a full-length movie. The pacing was horrible. It just went event to event to event to event to event. I don't even know if I can unpack what I just watched. I knew it would be bad, but not to the point of like, just utter confusion. It's like someone had taken the show, made a live action version. When they strung it out, they just like decided to like fast forward through sections. Or like press the forward key to like skip every like 10-15 seconds along. So you just like missed a bunch of stuff. That was a mess. And I just looked on Rotten Tomatoes and that movie got a 5%. A whole 5%. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with that low of a score before. And I realized towards the end that they really had planned to make 3 whole movies for this. I don't know why I thought they were going to try and cram the entire story into 1. Probably because they only made 1. But it doesn't surprise me. Obviously, after that crap show, they weren't going to make a 2nd or 3rd. But the fact that people like Dev Patel like signed on to this movie, I mean, granted, he was young and he was still trying to get roles, but I'm just like, I'm so sorry that you have this on your resume. Everything about it just made me so mad and confused. Literally no character development. There was no sense of relationship building, whether it be friendship or romantic. You didn't get anything to feel for the characters whatsoever. M. Night Shyamalan has always been a risk taker with his films, but I think this one takes the cake for the biggest risk and the biggest fall from that risk. That was just all kinds of chaos. And it makes me want to go watch the original animated version again, and it makes me look forward to Legend of Korra a lot more because I've heard so many mixed reviews about the show. So maybe this will make the standards lower, so I'll think more of it, maybe? Who's to say? Hopefully this time next week I'll have the first season of Legend of Korra for you all to watch. As this is being posted, I'm probably sitting on the couch starting my reactions to Legend of Korra because they just popped up on Netflix for all of us to enjoy. So stay tuned for that. Still can't believe I put myself through this tonight. Never watching that again. This was not a fun experience. I can say I did it, and now I'll never have to do it again. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video and liked to watch me suffer, please give this video a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this movie. I'm assuming it's all going to be bashing it, but you know, I'd still like to hear your thoughts. Maybe there were like little bits and pieces that you could see yourself enjoying while the rest of it was just chaos like I did. But just let me know in the comments below what you thought. Please make sure to subscribe. Hit the post notification bell down below so you can get notified for all of my future uploads. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Happy exploring, but don't explore into this movie ever again. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. explore somewhere else, find a new show or movie to watch, anything but this. Okay, bye!